in court proceedings?
No.
Okay. I'm going to show you what we have marked as State's Exhibit 435 Yankee. With the court's permission, may I first show and make certain that the defense sees what I'm showing the witness, and then approach the witness.
You may.
Thank you. I've just shown to counsel for the defense as State's Exhibit 435 Yankee. I'm not going to play the sound, but I am going to play the video for you. It's a short video.
Why you just say it was a video, man? They're not gonna answer this.
Because I have to do foundation.
Right. Okay.
All right. Do you recognize yourself in State's Exhibit 435
Yeah, me.
Yankee? Which
Yes.
is the video?
Yes, me.
Is that a fair and accurate copy or
Yes.
depiction of you?
Thank you for refreshing my memory. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your Honor, the state tender states 435 Yankee is that.
It's admitted.
Thank you, Judge. Permission to publish.
You may.
Thank you.
You lie to your kids, you lie to your mama, but you get in the courtroom and in the investigation room and tell them punk ass people the God honest motherfucking truth. Pussy ass.
Mr. Sledge, do you recall when you made that video?
No, I don't know the date.
Did you put that video on your own social media account?
Yes.
Do you recall when you put it on your social media account?
No, I don't recall when I put it on.
Are you able? We're gonna put it up for you and ask you if you can read. We're gonna put up a still shot and see if you're able. Are you able to see the date at the bottom of that post?
Yes.
Would you please start with the time and read the time and date?
p.m. 7/19/2015.
4:22 p.m., 7/19.
2015.
Thank you. Now, what caption did you put with that?
I just said pussy ass nigga for real.
Why did you put that particular caption with that video about getting in a courtroom and telling the God's honest truth?
I don't know, Miss Love. I was just doing something at the time. It was just an Instagram post. And it's a saying that everybody says, so I just posted it.
Which part is a saying that everybody says?
You lie to your kid, lie to your mom. I just put pussy ass niggas on the post. I don't know the meaning of why I put it on there.
Does
I
everybody?
did put it on there.
Okay. Does everybody say only you lie to your kids and you lie to your mama?
It's a saying. I don't hear it a couple of times.
Is that all of the saying that everybody says? You lie to your kids, you lie to your mama?
Yes, a lot of people.
So the rest of it and get in the courtroom and tell the guy's honest truth. Does everybody say that part?
All that go with it. That's the whole point of the saying. All that go with it.
Why did you choose this particular saying to make a whole video about and post it on your Instagram in July of 2015?
I don't know, Ms. Lord. I'm being honest with you. I don't know.
And is that, when you did that, does that refresh your memory about the video that you saw earlier where you said it sounded like your voice was saying snitching bitches?
Yeah, I told you I didn't see me in the video, but it sounded just like me. I said that.
Okay.
I said that to you earlier.
Okay, you did. Do you recognize where you are in this video?
No, I don't know where I'm at in this video.
Okay. I'm going to show you now what has already been admitted as 427 Yankee. And while we're getting that pulled up, are you, did you know that any members of YSL did you know whether or not any members of YSL did any interviews with police around July 15th, 2015?
No, I didn't know that.
Were
You said 2015?
Yes, sir.
What day? Could you give me a specific day?
Around July 15th.
No, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
What interviews in 2015 are you aware, and how are you aware of
Only person I know that went.
Actually, before you answer that, let's just wait. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna
Yeah,
pause. We're going to go ahead and play 427 Yankee.
I just asked my whole she was dead. Motherfucker, yeah. I just asked my whole she was dead, bitch. She don't even know who dead. She like, you crying.
Did you see yourself in that video?
Yes.
You're smiling. Do you remember when that video was taken?
No, ma'am.
Was it around 2015?
Probably.
Do you know where it was taken?
I think we in a house somewhere, something like that.
Whose house?
I don't really know who house it is. I just know the people I see in the video. I don't know actually who house we was at.
Tell the jury, please, who all you recognize in the video. And you don't have to point them out. Just tell the jury who all you recognize.
I recognize me, Mr. Williams, Stillwells. I want to say Kendrick and Honor, but I think that was Zachary and Garner, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you see Mr. Copeland in there?
Could you play it back and let me see?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I just asked my whole she was dead. Motherfucker, yeah. I just asked my
Yeah, I see Mr. Copeland.
Is he the gentleman with the red hat?
Yes.
Did you see Mr. Stillwell do anything with his hand?
I don't know exactly what he did. His hand, he pointed. Whatever he did, I couldn't see what he did with his hand.
If we play it and freeze it, would you be able to see?
Maybe.
Okay, let's try that.
That ain't Mr. Stillwell.
Who is that?
The Mickey and Gunner look like he throwed up the 3.
He's throwing up a 3?
Yeah, that's the 3 like that. He did like this. That's what it is.
Have you ever seen that sign thrown up to represent a B, a small b, as in Bloods?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do you distinguish when it's a 3 and when it's a B?
You can't distinguish because it's throwed up the same way. I don't seen people throw it up both ways.
All right.
So you can't distinguish.
Did Mr. Garlington say anything to you to make you believe that that was 3 versus the B?
No, I just see 3 fingers like this.
Okay.
So
Do you currently work?
For me,
Yes, sir.
I have my own business.
Okay. And at the time that this video was made, were you working at that same business?
No,
Were you working anywhere at the time this video was made?
what the date is, the 19th or something like. I don't know the date of the video. Could I see the date of the video?
In 2015, were you working at all anywhere during the year 2015?
I told you at one point in time, I started working here as security with Mr. Jeffrey Williams in 2015.
And did you see yourself with money in the video?
Yes,
And was that your money?
probably was. I ain't finna be holding on nobody no money.
Okay. And
Got a question.
how did you make the money that you had in that video?
I don't know how I made it that time. At that time. I don't even.
Do you remember what you got paid as head of security?
No, I don't. It's based on how long it went, so I don't actually know the pay until like till we done with the tour.
Okay.
Or how many days I ever worked, then I know.
Were you paid by the hour or salary or what?
I was paid salary.
Do you remember your salary?
No, I don't actually remember the exact salary.
The Demikion that you identified in the video, is that another person that you call Lil D?
Yes,
Okay. And was his Instagram name Scarface with an X replacing the C?
I think that was his Instagram.
Did you hear someone yelling "Black, Black" in the background of that video?
No,
Have you heard the term black, B-L-A-T-T, used?
yeah.
Where have you heard that term used?
I heard a lot of people use it.
Have you heard YSL members use it?
I used it.
When you use it, what do you use it to mean?
I didn't really never know what it mean, but I used it though.
How did you use it when you used it?
I just said black.
And to what would you be using the word black to respond to or to identify?
Could you repeat that?
Could you use black in a sentence the way you used the word black when you did use it? Could you use a sentence, put in a sentence for the jury?
I don't think I never used it in a sentence, but I might just say black.
Okay. And would that be in response to something that scared you or
Huh?
meeting someone?
No.
What occasions would you use the word black?
I don't know what occasion, but I used it.
Did you use it in the same way you use slat?
Did I use it in the same?
Did you use it in the same way that you use the word slat?
You trying to confuse me like that. You gotta
No, I
tell me.
promise you I'm not.
You gotta tell me like, cause you saying that I use black in the same term I use slack.
No, in the same way.
Wait, like yeah, when I see somebody who, yeah, I show love, yeah,
Okay, so is black a way that you show love?
yeah.
Does black stand for you for blood love all the time?
From my understanding, I never knew that what it stand for, but
Okay. So, okay. When did you start using black to show love?
Probably like 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Did you hear other people who are YSL use black to show love?
I think so.
Who did you hear?
I think I seen in a video that me and Zachary was in, he used it.
Is Zachary the only person that you heard use it?
I don't recall. If you have anything you can refresh my memory with, then I can tell you.
All right, thank you. Do you remember the night of January 10th, 2015?
Yes.
Why do you remember that night?
I remember that night because I was falsely accused of a crime not by the state, by the streets.
Do you remember the day, earlier in the day before you learned you were being falsely accused?
Did I know earlier that?
No, sir. Do you remember what you were doing earlier in the day?
I think me and my girl, I think we was at a gambling house, if I'm not mistaken.
You remember which gambling house?
No, I don't remember which one, but I think I gambled all that day.
All
until nightfall.
right. Okay. And just generally around what time? From like 6 in the morning till, I don't know, midnight?
I don't recall the time.
Fair enough. At what point or at any point did you leave the gambling house with your girl?
I think I left before the football game started.
What football game are you talking about?
I don't recall who was playing, but I know the New England Patriots were playing because that's who I betted my money with.
Okay, you're a Patriots fan.
Yes.
Okay.
Not a Patriot, Tom Brady.
Just Tom Brady, nobody
Right.
else. Okay. So did you make any efforts to go somewhere to watch the Patriots game?
I went home and watched.
Was it a playoff game or just a?
I think it was a playoff game, AFC or something. I don't remember.
Do you remember who won?
The Patriots.
Okay. So you made good money that night.
I ain't make it that night. I received it probably 2 days after.
Okay.
Not that night.
Did you take any pictures of yourself watching the Patriots game?
I want to say I took a picture of the TV and me and my son, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Did you post that picture anywhere on a social media site of yours?
Yes.
Do you remember which social media site?
I only think I had Instagram at the time, so.
I'm showing you what has already been admitted as states 423. Why? Is that the photo that you posted on January 10th, 2015 of you and your son watching the Patriots?
Yes.
Is the time and date on the bottom, the time and date you remember making that posting?
Yes.
All right. Would you tell the jury that time and date?
The time is 7:52 p.m., 1/10/2015.
Can we publish that to the jury, please? 423 Yankee. There's no problem. Up here. Correction, Your Honor. This is going to be 433 Yankee, and the state tenders 433 Yankee as evidence.
Objection or no objection? No objection. All right. It is admitted apparently without objection from anyone.
Thank you, Your Honor. Showing you 433 in just a moment. Could you zoom out to show the picture? Is that the posting that is now on the screen that
Yes.
has been admitted as 433 that you made on January 10th,
Yes.
2015?
Yes.
And what was the caption that you put up under there?
Watching the game. Let's go Patriots.
It's going to sound like a silly question, but would you answer it for me anyway? Why did you put this posting up on your Instagram page?
Because at that time, that's when I was watching the game. I do it now. I post when I'm watching the game now.
Okay.
There was no reason to it.
and you have read the time and date of the post already.
Yeah.
So do you remember what happened after you finished watching the game? Did anything of significance happen?
I received the DM around 10 something, and it came across the 10 o'clock news.
Okay. Now, when you say you received the DM, what DM are you talking about?
About me and Kenny Copeland is supposed to kill Donovan Thomas. But at that time, I didn't know.
That you didn't know he had been shot?
No.
Okay. What did you do when that DM came across your page?
When I got my son and his mother out the house.
Where did you, first of all, what were you driving? Did you have your own car?
Yes, I don't remember what kind of car I was in though.
And when you got your son and your son's mother out of the house, where did you take them?
I don't really recall what all I did first with this love, but I got him out the house. I know I got him out the house because we all got in the car together. So I don't recall what I did before I got where I was going. I don't recall.
All right, that's fair. So when you say before you got where you were going, you don't remember, but where is it that you ultimately went?
I went down Mr. Williams' house.
Did you have family, immediate family anywhere in the city?
What I say? Probably not close enough to Mr. Jeffrey house. Probably was closer to any other one else's house.
Where were you living on January 10th, 2015? Generally speaking, I want the address.
Boulevard.
Boulevard?
Yes.
Okay. And where was your mom living in the city at that time?
I don't remember what address, but the only thing I can tell you is I know the downtown area was closer than Boulevard than anywhere I would have went.
Okay. And so where was it downtown that you went to get to Mr. Williams' home? Where was he living?
I think it was 10th Street, if I'm not mistaken. I don't actually know this. I just know how to get there.
Was it an apartment, a condominium, a high rise, a single family home, or what?
It was a condo, I think. I don't know, a loft, whatever you call it.
Do you remember the name of it?
No.
Do you remember the name Sky House at all?
I don't recall the name of it.
Okay. Understanding you don't remember what you did before you went to Mr. Williams' house, do you remember around what time you got there?
I know I got to his house probably like 10 something, if I'm not mistaken.
How long of a drive would it have been from your house to his house?
Probably no longer than 8 to 10 minutes.
Okay. When you left out the house with your child and child's mother, did you carry a gun with you?
Yes, I think I did have a gun with me.
What kind of gun?
I don't recall, but I know I had a gun.
When you went to Defendant Williams' home, somewhere near 10th Street, did you take your child with you?
I'm not for sure. It was so much going on, and I'm not for sure. To be honest with you, I'm not for sure, but I know me, my son, and his mother end up at Jeffrey house.
Did you take your son's mother with you when you went to Defendant Williams' house?
I gotta remember, Miss Love. I don't really remember exactly how I went. Only thing I remember, I ended up at Jeffrey condo or loft that night.
Is it accurate, though, that you left out of your home with your child and your child's mother?
Yes.
Did you not go straight to Mr. Williams' house?
I don't recall. I can't That's what I'm telling you. I don't remember. Put it
Okay.
like that. I don't remember.
And if it was that you did not take them there immediately, where is it that you would have dropped them off at?
I don't. No, I don't remember. I don't remember if I dropped them off anywhere. I don't remember.
Okay. Would you have had any reason to drop them off before going to Defendant Williams' house?
No, because I wanted to keep them with me to protect them.
Okay. But you can't remember whether you actually did. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Did you call anyone before you went to Defendant Williams' house?
I don't recall calling anyone before I went to Mr. Williams' house.
It's fair to say you did know other people in the city besides Mr. Williams. Is that accurate?
Right. Yeah, right. But I didn't call anyone.
Okay. So why did you go straight to Defendant Williams' home upon learning that Donovan Thomas had been murdered with your baby and your child's mom ended up there as well, right?
I don't really remember. I just know that I ended up at Jeffrey House that night. I'm trying to think, but I don't really remember.
Take your time.
But I know I ended up at Jeffrey House that night.
Why did you end up at his house that night?
Like I was said to you before, I just went to the closest place with someone I can trust.
Did your house on Boulevard, was it situated anywhere near where Donovan Thomas had been shot?
I don't know how far it is. I can't tell you that. But it's.
Do you know whether the place he was shot was closer to Mr. Williams' house or your house on Boulevard?
I didn't know where he got shot at first. I just seen it, the scene come across. I didn't even know it was Donovan Thomas until I received that DM.
Okay. So why did you leave your own house? That's the better question.
Because I was accused and I knew that everybody knew where I stayed at on Boulevard.
Okay. When you got to Defendant Williams' house, approximately what time was it that you got there?
I don't remember the time, Ms. Love. I promise you I don't remember the time.
Would you explain to the jury the atmosphere or, what the mood was like when you got to Defendant Williams' house?
They were watching a laptop trying to put a video together. I want to think, what is the song called? Your Venture?
Who is they?
The person who do the videos for him and him, they were sitting around. It wasn't no commotion or like nothing was going on at that time.
Who all was there at the house?
I don't recall who all was there.
Do you recall any people who were there?
I know Mr. Jeffrey Williams was there.
All right. Who else that you recall?
I don't recall anyone else in this courtroom that was there when I got there.
All right. Once you got there, tell the jury what you did, if you can recall.
I brought it to my brother's attention what they were saying.
What brother?
Mr. Williams.
All right. And then what happened?
We all sat around for a minute and then I don't know what happened. We had to get up and go because I knew he had a time frame that he had to be somewhere to make it to Miami.
When you say we all sat around for a minute, do you remember who the we all is?
the person who was shooting the video, and me and Jeffrey Williams.
To the best of your memory, were y'all the only 3 people in the condo?
To my best ability, I don't remember the other people without. I didn't know their name, but no one else that I can recall in this courtroom was there when I got there.
You're talking about in this courtroom, and I respect that, but I'm talking about anybody. Do
I
you
don't
remember
know. I
anybody
just
else?
told you I didn't know the name of the people who was there. I didn't know everybody from the label or everybody that hung around Mr. Jeffrey because they were Mr. Jeffrey friend. I wasn't trying to get to know them.
Okay.
Mr. Jeffrey is my brother.
Do you remember about how many people? Was it crowded? A few people?
It wasn't too many people when I got there.
Less than 10 people?
It was way less than 10 people.
Uh,
I can't give you an exact number. So could we move on, Ms. Love? I can't give you an exact number.
we can move on. At what point then, since your child and child's mother were not 2 of the people you remember being there, if you didn't take them, do you know how they got to Mr. Williams' house?
They got there with me. You said other people who was there already. I didn't know you was talking about the people I took with me.
Okay.
I wouldn't count them because they came with me. You said who was there when I got there. My child and my mother wasn't there when they got there.
Okay.
Come on, stop trying to act like.
So, Mr.
Good.
Sledge,
Come on, you guys this question before I take it. If I could get me a break. Come on, Ms. Love.
We can take a short break, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
use the bathroom.
all right, ready?
All right, unless anybody wants to put anything on the record, let's all also take a recess.
Food prices are just too high. Kamala Harris's plan will bring costs down. Donald Trump, he'd impose what is effectively a national sales tax, a Trump tax that'll cost a typical family $3,900 a year. We need a president who fights for us.
Being remarkable isn't found in perfection or standing atop the podium alone. It's about leaving a mark wherever we stand. Forget perfection. You are remarkable.
Choke no joke. I am confirming it is true. Rich homie Quan is no longer here with us. It has been confirmed. It has been confirmed. Rich homie Quan had passed away. It's official, yeah. Rest in peace. Rich homie Quan, rest in peace. From what I'm hearing, it was an OD on the pill. They say he took a bad pill. That's alleged. They saying it was an OD from a bad pill.
Oh, no, that was just, they needed, yeah, that was just a lunch, just, yeah. Not today, it's gonna, I don't know exactly what time, it maybe is, we may break as early as like an hour from now, I am waiting to hear something. We ready? Huh? Yep.
Rich homie Quan is gone, y'all. I wonder if they told Thugger and them yet.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Love.
Thank you, Judge. Uh, Good afternoon again, Mr. Sledge. Mr. Sledge, before we last broke, you were explaining that you had taken your child and your child's mother to Defendant Williams' condo, and you weren't certain whether they went with you initially or whether you had gone and picked them up and brought them back. Did I get that
I
right?
didn't say that.
Okay, please correct me where I'm wrong, because
I told you, all I remember is all three of us end up at Mr. Williams' condo or loft, whatever it was.
Okay.
That was my answer.
So when you first got there, are you able to say whether they were with you when you first arrived at the condo?
I told you I didn't remember exactly. I think they was with me, Ms. Love. I don't recall.
All right. And if they were not with you, would you have left them and gone back to pick them up at your house?
Yeah, I would have if they wouldn't have been with me at the time.
Is there any reason you would have left them at the house and gone to Defendant Williams' condo and then gone back and picked them up?
I don't remember.
And there's no reason right now you can think of that would have happened?
No.
All right. Once you talked about the DM that you received with the people who were present at the house, where were your child and child's mother? Were they in that same room in conversation with you when y'all were discussing that?
No, I don't. I think they went in the other room. I don't remember what happened, but I knew they wasn't in the same section.
Did you talk with that DM? Did you talk about that DM to your child's mother? Did you let her know what was going on?
She knew the DM that came because I said when it came through, I said it out loud, but she never seen it.
Okay. Who all took part of the conversation where you were talking about the DM? Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall. Well, no, I think it was just. I think I pulled Jeffrey to the side and just was talking to Jeffrey because the other people I don't really know was in the house. So I think I pulled Jeffrey to the side and was talking to him about it, like, bro, why they saying this? And
He was like, what?
he was like, I don't know nothing about that, but you telling me what they said.
All right. What else did he say to you after you told him?
I think if I'm not mistaken, he sat back down and started.
Are you putting off a doctor visit? Then you need to try Georgia Pathways, health insurance that gets you covered.
Finish up for the song Da Vinci, if I'm not mistaken, get as far as he could with the video. I'm not for sure.
How long did you stay there that night?
I don't recall how long we stayed there.
How long did Defendant Williams stay at the computer working on Da Vinci after you told him about that DM?
I don't recall how long it took him.
Do you remember whether at the time you knew if Mr. Thomas had died.
No, I don't know exactly if we knew. Yeah, I knew because they DM me and said that. They said the DM, the fake page DM and said that.
All right.
I don't know if it was true, but that's what they said in the DM.
Okay. Did you reach out to anyone else other than Defendant Williams about that DM that you got?
I don't recall reaching out to anyone else.
Did anyone else come to Defendant Williams' condo while you were there?
I can't say on 10th Street. I don't recall. I don't remember did anyone show up on 10th Street.
When you say on 10th Street, did Defendant Williams have any other residents that you went to that night?
I think so.
Where was that other resident?
I don't know exactly where it was.
Generally speaking, please.
I don't generally know where it was. I just know that we left there and went somewhere else. I don't know exactly what area we went to.
Is it a place you had never been to before?
I don't remember, Miss Love. I don't remember. Honestly, true, I don't remember.
Okay.
If I
Mr.
have been there before, or that was the first time, I don't remember.
Was it a house, a condo, an apartment, or something else?
I think it was something like a condo or loft. I'm not.
Do you recall how far it was from the 10th Street condo?
I don't recall how far it was, neither.
Do you recall who all went with you when you went to Defendant Williams' second residence?
I think it was me, my son, mother, and the video man, if I'm not mistaken.
The video man, do you remember his name?
I think his name was like I don't know, I think it's BLB or something like that.
BLB?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think it's something like that.
Was his last name Bean, Deshaun Bean?
I don't know his government name.
Okay. Besides you, Defendant Williams, your child's mother, and BLB, did anybody else go with y'all to Defendant Williams' other house?
Go with us? No.
Accompany you, follow you, meet you there? Any of those things?
I can't recall because I actually can't recall who showed up and who was there. I don't recall that.
Do I remember correctly that you said you did not go to Miami because you wanted to stay in town to protect your family?
Right.
Why then did you go to Defendant Williams' house around 10th Street and then to his other house somewhere else? What were you doing?
If I am mistaken, Mr. William went and got jewelry or something out the other house. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say I borrowed like $300 for him to get me a hotel room for a couple of days because I didn't have any cash I can get to that night.
Okay. Was anybody at the second residence of Defendant Williams when you, your family, Defendant Williams, and BLB got there?
If they was, they didn't come upstairs, not from my understanding.
Okay. What floor did Defendant Williams live on? Do you remember?
No, it was very high. I don't remember exactly what floor it was.
Did you have to go through like a gate, like a bellman or something, or ring in a code? It will be made clear in a moment. I'm asking that one question. Did you have to go through a bellman or type in a code to get in that second residence?
I think all the condos in Atlanta have a gate that you got to come through for protection, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. So is it fair that you had to do that with both of Mr. Williams' condos?
I guess.
Who else came while you all were there, if anybody came to that second residence?
Once Mr. Williams let me borrow the $300, I left Mr. Williams and went on about my way.
Where was on about your way? Where'd you go?
Well, if I am mistaken, I remember now. That get what I think Mr. Copeland was there, and Mr. Williams instructed me to take. Copeland kept complaining about something. Mr. Williams directed me to take him because he said, "Take him, y'all go down there, y'all. We ain't did that wrong." So I took Copeland to the homicide place, but I kept going.
Who was it that said that, what you just said?
Mr. Williams told us, he said, "We ain't did nothing, so take Copeland." I think the police kept calling Copeland phone or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Who else besides Mr. Copeland were the police calling?
I don't know. No,
Bless you.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Are you able to tell the jury who it is that Mr. Williams was referring to when he said, "We ain't did nothing wrong"?
I guess me, him, all of us was there. So he was saying, we were telling him that me and Copeland was the accused. So he said, "Take him down there. We ain't did nothing wrong."
When you first got to Defendant Williams' condo on 10th Street or around there and told him you were being accused, did he give you that advice?
When we got to 10th Street?
Yes, sir.
No, he gave that advice when I told him I didn't know was Kenny Copeland going out of town or not, but he gave that advice, I guess, when Kenny Copeland wasn't going out of town neither.
Okay, putting aside Mr. Copeland, just talking about you and Defendant Williams, at any time did he advise you, once you told him they're accusing me of murder, to go to the police station?
I wouldn't have went anyway because I always was.
Not that question. I just need you to answer the question. Hold up, please. At any time before you got in contact with Mr. Copeland, but after you told Defendant Williams you were being accused of murder, did he advise you to go to the police station?
He advised both of us to go to the police station.
Before Mr. Copeland came in the picture,
not on 10th Street, he did not advise me to go to the police station.
What did he advise you to do, if anything?
He really didn't say too much on 10th Street.
Oh, okay. He just went back to go get some jewelry from the other place?
That was, when we got there, that's where he was getting his jewelry, because I guess he was going to do the show in the jewelry, from my understanding.
How did you said Mr. Copeland was already at the other place when you got there?
No, I never said Mr. Copeland was already at the place, but I know he ended up at the place. He wasn't already at the place.
How long after you all got there did Mr. Copeland arrive?
I don't know the time. I'm not good with time.
Do you know how he got there?
No, I don't know how he got there.
Did anybody else get there around that same time?
I didn't see anyone else, Ms. Love, so I can't speak on that. I didn't see anyone else.
Did you see Quindarius Zachary there?
I don't remember if Quindarius was there or not. From my understanding, I don't remember was he there or not.
How long did you stay there?
Not long.
What does that mean?
I don't know the estimate time.
Did you leave before midnight?
I don't remember the time, Ms. Love.
Okay. Who all was there at the time you left?
You keep asking me the same question that I already answered. I answered that question for you already.
I need you to answer for the jury.
I said I don't know.
You don't know who was there when you left?
I told you, me and Copeland left together, and my son and my son's mother.
Okay, thank you, but that's not the question that I asked. I am asking you who all was at the second residence of Defendant Williams when you left that second residence?
I didn't see anyone. I just told you that.
Okay. Was Defendant Williams still there when you left?
Yes.
How did Defendant Williams tell you, besides we haven't done anything wrong, how did he tell you to take Copeland to the police? What did he say?
I think Copeland stated that the police wanted him to come down.
Mm-hmm. Did Copeland tell you anything about his girlfriend's father's house getting shot up?
The father, I thought it was the mother.
Okay.
In-law.
Was it
I
a
told you
family
that.
member
I
of
already
Mr. Copeland?
told you that in the answer.
Okay. So I'm asking you now, during that time, was it during that time that you learned that a family member of Mr. Copeland or his girlfriend had gotten their house shot up?
I don't remember what time it was, ago.
Do you remember talking about that with Mr. Copeland and Defendant Williams before you went to the police station?
Not right off the top, I don't know. I can't answer. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Copeland did mention it.
At the time, did you have a cell phone?
Who, me?
Yes, sir, you.
You know I had a cell phone.
Well, the jury doesn't, so
Yes,
I need you to answer
I
for
had
them.
a phone.
All right. Would you please tell the jury what your cell phone number was?
I don't remember.
If I showed you an Instagram post containing a phone number that may or may not be yours, would it refresh your memory?
You said if you show me one?
Yes, one on your page that contains a phone number. Might it refresh your memory?
Might, but it still probably wasn't my number. I don't know.
All right.
You can show me though.
It's 425. How many phone numbers have you had since 2015?
I don't know, Ms. Love.
How often do you change cell phones?
I don't know, Ms. Love. I don't know how often do I change.
Now, I have bad eyesight. I hope you don't. Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
I'm going to show you what we've marked for identification as states 425 Yankee and ask you, do you recognize the person depicted in 425 Yankee?
Yeah, I recognize that me.
As you?
Yes.
And is that your Instagram account?
Yes.
Is that a picture you posted on your Instagram?
It looked like, yeah, that's me, but I didn't take the picture.
Okay, I'm not asking you if you
Okay.
took it. You understand?
Yeah.
Are you able to read these tiny words, those
No,
tiny
they
numbers?
too- You probably had to put them on hand. Let me.
All right, let's get a
Upload.
computer.
Yeah, I can't see that.
You need- If I blow it up, is that a post that you made?
It say I made, but I don't remember that phone number. Ms. Love, I don't remember that number.
Do you remember any phone number that you had in 2015?
I don't remember now phone number I had in 2015. I probably had 2, 3 phones. I don't remember.
Do you remember any digits in your child's mother's phone in 2015?
No, not right out. No.
Do you remember any one of your family members' phone number from 2015?
Not that I know
In 2015, who else was posting on your Instagram account?
of. don't know. I could say my daughter or somebody. I don't recall. I know my oldest daughter always had my password and stuff like that. So I can't recall.
Did your oldest daughter make the post that you just looked at that's labeled States 425
No,
Yankee?
I think that's my last son.
Uh-huh.
So I probably was around his mother at the time.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
You don't know what?
You said made the post?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know who, I don't recall making the post.
Okay.
So I don't know who made the post.
And
It's
there's
on
no,
there, but I don't recall making that post.
okay. And there's nothing about that number that strikes any chord in your memory.
I don't even remember that number.
All right.
If you got any things you could refresh, but I don't remember that number.
We'll come back.
Right.
All right. So when you were at Defendant Williams' second residence and Mr. Copeland arrived, you did not, is it fair to say you didn't see how he got there? You just know he got there.
Yeah, I don't know how he got there. I don't remember how he got there, to be honest with you.
And do I recall correctly, you don't even remember what kind of car you had?
Yeah, I don't remember what kind of car I had.
Do you remember whether Defendant Williams had a car or multiple cars?
I don't remember exact what car Mr. Williams had at the time. He had numerous of cars, like you said, so I don't remember.
Okay. Since he had numerous cars, did you ask him, why don't you take him down there?
I didn't ask him because I knew he had to go. He was going to do had to be, I guess he had to be in Miami at a certain time to do the show. So I never asked him why he didn't take him.
Now, was that show a part of that Travis Scott tour that you were talking about? It was a different show.
It was a different show, I think.
Okay. Was that show a part of any tour or was it just an independent show?
I think somebody booked him for a show. I don't know.
Before January 10th, did you know he had been booked for that show?
Yes, I think we had a discussion about him having a show before January the 10th.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge of where it is that Defendant Williams parked those many multiple cars that he had?
No, I don't have no idea.
Did you have access to drive the many multiple cars that he had?
No, I had my own car.
Do you know or have you ever discussed with Defendant Williams why he needed to rent cars when he had many multiple cars?
I never even know. I never knew Jeffrey Williams rented a car. So every car I seen him, I thought he owned them himself. So I never knew he rented a car.
So would you have any knowledge about a gray Infiniti Q50 Defendant Williams may or may not have rented or had in his possession around January 10th, 2015?
I never seen that car a day in my life.
Did you ever know Defendant Williams to get cars or secure cars for days when he intended to be out of the city in a different state? In other words, renting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks or getting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks when he's going to be gone within a week? Did you never know of Defendant Williams to obtain access to in any way a car that he did not own?
No.
Did Defendant Williams ever talk to you about obtaining or renting cars?
No.
On January 10th, 2015, Did you receive any calls from Kenneth Copeland before you saw him at Defendant Williams' residence?
I don't recall if I did.
Do you know or have any knowledge why Kenneth Copeland showed up at Defendant Williams' residence?
No.
Did any other members of YSL show up at Defendant Williams' second residence at any time while you were there on January 10th?
I don't recall or remember.
How did you take Kenneth Copeland to the police?
I drove.
And where did you drive him to?
I don't know. I think it's Central, right down the street by the traffic court house. I dropped them off on that side street right now.
Atlanta Police Headquarters?
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Understanding you don't remember the kind of car you had, do you remember anything about the car you drove him in?
No,
How many cars have you had since 2015?
I can't even count.
You've had more than 5?
Yes, you could look it up in the DMV
Okay.
if you want
Why
to.
do you have so many cars?
Because I pay for them.
Okay,
That's what I like. I like to buy cars.
all right. Did you go with Mr. Copeland inside the police station?
No,
Why?
because I always was directed by my attorney. If you're not being arrested, you do not have to talk to the police.
Did you tell Mr. Copeland that?
Yeah, but he insists on going in there. That's his business.
Did you tell Defendant Williams that?
No, man, no, me and Mr. Williams never had that discussion about was I gonna go in or not.
But it was Defendant Williams who told you take him down there to talk to the police.
He didn't just say him.
What did he say?
Both of us could have went in there if we wanted to. I decided not to go in there.
So did you, when he told both of y'all to go, did you tell him, hey, my lawyer told me do not go talking to police?
I didn't have that discussion with Mr. Williams
Why did you tell Mr. Copeland and not Mr. Williams, if I heard you right?
because me and Mr. Copeland was in the car together. Me and Mr. Williams just in his place together. When I was taking Copeland, he was just like, I'm going in there. I said, I ain't going.
How long were you in the space with Mr. Williams before Mr. Copeland came?
I don't recall how long it was, Ms. Love.
How long did you all talk about Donovan Thomas's murder before Mr. Copeland came?
We never really talked about it. When I brought it to his attention, he was so focused on the video at the time. So
Do you remember what Defendant Williams' phone number was, the last 4 digits at that time?
I never knew, not saying I didn't have, never knew one of Mr. Williams' number by heart.
Did you know Mr. Williams to have more than one phone?
He's a rapper, I guess. Like,
Did you personally know him to have more than one phone?
yes.
What did you and Mr. Copeland discuss on the way to the police station?
We really didn't discuss. He was just saying, I ain't doing it. I was telling him, I ain't doing it and I don't know nothing about it. So I wasn't going to talk to no police.
Okay. And what did you say in response?
What you mean?
When he said, I ain't do it, I don't know nothing about it, I'm going to go talk to the police, what did you say in response?
If you want to go talk to the police, go talk to him.
Did you wait on him after you let him get out?
No, why would I be sitting in front of a police station waiting on him to come out, not knowing how long they're going to be having him with me and my son and my mother uncomfortable?
Had anybody shot at any one of you all?
No,
Is Kenneth Copeland, forgive me for if you've already said this, but I don't remember. Is Kenneth Copeland one of the people you count as somebody you loved back then?
I already answered that question for you yesterday.
I understand. Can you remind me, please?
You just said you,
Is he one of the people that you counted as someone you loved in 2015?
yes.
All right. And did you have any sense of whether he was putting himself in harm's way going into the police station?
No, I thought going to the police is the safest thing.
All right. Then why didn't you wait on him if it was so safe?
Because he was in good hands.
Oh. Fair enough. Did you go back and pick him up?
No.
Did you call him to check on him while he was there?
I think after he got through, he called me.
And what did you tell him?
What did I tell him?
Yes, sir.
I ain't tell him nothing.
Did he ask you to come pick him up?
No, he ain't had someone else to pick him up, I guess.
Okay. Did he tell you anything that he talked about with the police?
No, he never discussed anything he talked about with the police.
Is that the only time that you have taken Kenneth Copeland to the police station?
Yes.
Have you ever discussed with Kenneth Copeland anything that he told police at any time that he talked to them?
No.
Have you ever discussed with any member of YSL, without giving names, anything that they told the police when they talked to them?
No.
To your knowledge, did Quindarius Zachary ever talk to the police in the months following Donovan Thomas's murder?
I don't know. You telling me something.
I am not telling you. I am asking you a question.
I don't never know if Quindare was going to talk to the police.
Okay, so is it fair to say you never had a conversation with Quindarius Zachary about anything he said to the police?
No.
What about Demikion Garlington?
No.
All right. At any time, did you ever gain any information about anything any member of YSL told the police in 2015?
No.
Now, you said that you were charged or arrested for Donovan Thomas's murder. Was that in 2015 or later?
I want to say it was October 2015. I was already incarcerated for a charge, and one morning they came and told me I had first appearance. My lawyer ain't told me nothing about that.
Mm-hmm. And what happened at that first appearance?
They read out what they were charging me with.
Uh-huh. And then what happened?
They sent me back to my dorm.
At that first appearance, is the only thing that happened you were read your charges, or did you hear anybody give what they considered probable cause for your charge?
No, I was confused.
You were confused?
Yes.
At any time, did you have a preliminary hearing?
Yes.
How long after that first appearance did you have a preliminary hearing?
If I am mistaken, I think you go like 2 weeks at a time, if I am mistaken.
Would you tell the jury what happened at your preliminary hearing?
Where are you going with this?
Your Honor, I
mean,
can
is this
approach the
even
bench and
relevant?
tell the court.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Yes.
After dropping off Mr. Copeland at the police station, did you take your child and child's mother to a hotel?
Yes.
How long did you stay at the hotel?
I want to say for like 2-3 days at the max.
What made you feel that it was okay to leave the hotel?
It wasn't about feeling okay. I left because of me.
Now, what does that mean for the jury? Because the jury doesn't know who you are.
I left because I'm not scared of anyone.
So why'd you go to the hotel in the first place?
Because I wasn't going to be nowhere that anyone probably come shoot up.
And why did you think somebody might come shoot up?
Then I just
Mr.
tell
Hunt.
you by the streets and the fake DM, I was accused of the Donovan Thomas murder.
All right. Did you believe that that threat of the possibility of a shoot up had passed after 2 days?
I don't know if it passed or not.
Okay. So what was different in 2 days from the night that Donovan Thomas was killed?
Because when I left the hotel, I didn't go back to the same apartment either.
Okay. Did you move out of the apartment?
No, I didn't move eventually straight out of the apartment. No.
What part of the city, if any part, did you go to live in that was different from where you lived on Boulevard?
I don't really remember. I don't know the area. I just knew how to get there.
Did you go to someone's home or to
Yeah, it was her mother house.
whose? What?
My son mother house.
All right. How long did you stay there?
I don't recall how long we stayed.
Do you have any idea whether it was months or weeks?
It wasn't months. I know that much.
And what was it that made you, when you did leave there, what was it that made you leave?
I just left.
When you left, where did you go?
I went back to Boulevard.
Did you go back to Boulevard before October 2015?
Yes, I got arrested July the 29th.
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of the city with any members of YSL?
Could you repeat that?
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of Atlanta with any members of YSL?
From January to 15?
From January 2015 to July 2015, when you said you were arrested?
Yeah, I think we went on tour.
All right. How many places did you visit on tour?
I don't recall how many places we went to.
Who all went with you?
It wasn't too many people went with us, but I don't remember exactly the number who went with us.
And when you were arrested in July of 2015, what were you arrested for?
I never knew until I got to the jail, but it was aggravated battery, aggravated assault. There was a lot of charges.
Were you arrested for that April 28th drive-by? Or
Yes,
that
I
drive-by with Mr. Zachary?
Yes.
Did you talk to the police after you were arrested?
That's what they took me down to some of the, I don't know, it's a precinct or whatever you want to call it, right there by the detention center.
Who took you there?
I want to say it was the ATLs.
Do you remember whether it was Detective Dennis?
Detective Dennis didn't take me there, but Detective Dennis was there when I got there.
Okay. Was Detective Gaither there?
Yes.
Did you already know them?
No.
Okay. Did you know either of them?
No.
Did you recognize either of them?
No.
Okay. Did you tell Dennis you knew him?
No, I don't recall telling Dennis I knew him. If I did, no, I don't recall telling him.
Okay. Did Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither explain to you why it is that they had arrested you?
No, they never even explained to me what they were charging me with. No.
Did Detective Gaither ever tell you that she had placed warrants on you for aggravated assault, aggravated battery, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon?
I don't think she never said that to me. I don't remember.
Did Detective Gaither or Detective Dennis, after you were arrested in July of 2015, ever tell you that they arrested you because of the incident that happened on Adele Avenue over by Mosley Park?
I think on into the conversation they said it, but not immediately when I came in there. I don't remember them telling me exactly as soon as I got in there.
All right. So when I'm asking you if they told you, I don't mean just immediately. Anytime.
Oh
during
yeah,
that
they end up telling
conversation.
me, yeah.
All right. Did you tell them, I don't know nothing about that?
Yes, at the time, yes.
Why'd you tell them that?
I'm not gonna tell on myself.
Why not tell on the people you said you dropped off?
Why tell on them? They didn't ask me about them. They asked me about me at first, if I don't recall.
When you told them, I don't know nothing about that, was that a lie?
And then, yes, it was a lie.
Okay. Now, did they also tell you that they wanted or they had arrested you for a shooting at the home on Drew Drive, the old Perry Homes apartments?
No, I don't recall them saying that to me if they did, but I don't recall.
All right. At any point during that interview, did you give either Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither any information about the shooting on Adele Drive or on Drew Drive?
No,
Do you remember how long that interview lasted?
not too long.
Did they ask you if you could read and write English?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether they asked you or advised you of your constitutional rights? I'm establishing what happened in the conversation, Your Honor. I'll move on. Did they talk to you about a fight at the club on April 28th?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether you were asked about the date April 28th?
I don't recall about them asking me about it either.
Do you recall? So if you don't recall being asked, then you definitely don't recall telling them yes, correct?
Yes, I don't recall telling them yes neither.
And you don't recall telling them that there was a fight at the club?
I don't remember. I don't remember that in the interview.
Do you recall during the interview telling them anything about Club Crucial?
I don't recall.
Do you recall Detective Gaither asking you who did the fight involve? Your Honor, this is based on what it's forming a foundation for other questions that I will be asking the witness. Yeah, well, I think they are.
a little bit of leeway, but let's just get to whatever the point is you're going to be making that you do believe to be relevant.
Okay.
All right.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither that you didn't pick up Demekion Garlington at Club Crucial?
I told you I was not finna tell the police anything to incriminate myself.
And ultimately, did you just tell the police, I'm not going to tell you anything, you just need to do your job?
No, I never said that.
Okay.
If you took it
What
that
if,
way.
what, if anything, did you end up telling the police about that shooting?
I never told.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem to be, maybe we can talk about it tomorrow and you can, when we're not
Okay.
when the jury's time is not being taken up, and I can,
Yes,
maybe you
yes,
can
Your
help me
Honor.
to understand how it's relevant. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And
I can-
honestly, I think we may just break here for the afternoon.
Yes,
And
Your Honor.
actually, then maybe you could tell me before we leave, but
Yes, Your Honor.
without the jury being here. So y'all are getting to go a little bit early today. Same instructions as always. Don't talk about the case with anybody, allow anybody to talk about it with you. Try to avoid any kind of discussion, media coverage, any social media, anything about this case or anybody that's involved in it. Have a pleasant evening, and we'll see you in the morning. Mr. Sledge, you need to be back here at 9.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, Ms. Love, if you want to try to explain the relevance or how it's getting to something relevant.
Your Honor, if the court will permit me, if the court will permit me to address that matter more fully in just a moment, I wanted to confirm some details.
Okay.
Choke, no joke. Just want to send a rest in peace. Shout out to Rich Homie Quan. It is definitely confirmed the brother is no longer with us. Judging from the streets, the word on the street is he was getting high, taking pills, and he got one of them bad pills, one of them fake pills that's out here. But if his people are smart, even though, he was getting high, allegedly, they'll find out who he bought it from and get them prosecuted the same way Michael K. Williams did for the person that sold him that fentanyl and killed him. But rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan, man. Choke, no joke. This court session is over for today. I don't know what they're trying to do here, but I got some new videos dropping on the hour. Tyrese, Lil Sean, Mano, Graph. I addressed a lot of recent stuff. So starting at 4 o'clock, y'all be prepared. Choke No Joke dropping new videos. All right. Yeah, I know they mentioned Rich Homie Quan in this case. He was actually supposed to testify. I'm hoping that ain't got nothing to do with why, he's dead today. But he was scheduled to testify in this case, y'all. Rich Homie Quan was scheduled to testify in this case, and now he's dead. It's going to be crazy. You're going to hear them mention this in the courtroom tomorrow. Choke No Joke. Look for the videos on the hour, the new videos. And check out the new videos on Comedy Hype. I dropped some new ones on Comedy Hype, all right? I'll holler back in a minute. They ain't doing no more in here. I think we're going to be out of here.
Choke No Joke. Yeah. It's Choke No Joke.
It's not
Choke
your
No.
fault, but I need to go ahead and break. So let's just be here at 8:30 in the morning. Okay. See everybody then.
Choke No Joke. Yeah. It's Choke No Joke. Choke No Joke. Chicken Choke No Joke. Choke No Joke. Niggas choke No Joke.